January 7, 1943. A maid enters room 3327 of the New Yorker hotel. She finds the body of an 86-year-old man, alone, surrounded by papers filled with equations nobody understands. His name was Nikola Tesla. He invented the electrical system that powers your home right now. The radio, remote control, X-rays, wireless communication. He literally invented the 20th century, and he died with $2 in his pocket. How does the greatest inventor in human history end up penniless and forgotten? This is not just a tragedy. This is a warning. A warning about what happens when genius meets greed, when vision collides with power, when the future threatens those who profit from the present. Genius betrayed, forgotten. In the next few minutes, you will discover the real story behind Tesla's fall, the enemies who destroyed him, the inventions they buried, and the lesson his life teaches us about success, failure, and what truly matters in the end. Because the truth about Nikola Tesla is far darker than you were ever told. The early spark. Nikola Tesla was born during a lightning storm. His mother took it as a sign of darkness. She was wrong. It was a sign of light. The year was 1856, in a small village in what is now Croatia. From childhood, Tesla was different. He could perform complex mathematical calculations in his head. He visualized machines so clearly he could run them mentally, test them, find flaws, all without drawing a single line on paper. I do not rush into constructive work. When I have an idea, I start building it up in my imagination. But this gift came with a cost. Tesla suffered from vivid hallucinations and crippling obsessive behaviors. He could not touch human hair. He needed to calculate the cubic contents of his soup before eating it. He required exactly 18 napkins at every meal. Genius and madness walking hand in hand. At engineering school in Austria, his professors called him a star pupil. Then he discovered gambling. He gambled away his tuition, dropped out, and disappeared. His family thought he was dead, but Tesla was not dead. He was about to be reborn, and his resurrection would change the world forever. But first, he needed to meet his greatest enemy, Edison's shadow. In 1884, Nikola Tesla arrived in New York City with 4 cents in his pocket, a book of poems, and a letter of recommendation to Thomas Edison. The letter read, "I know 2 great men. One is you. The other is this young man." Edison hired Tesla immediately, and the most consequential rivalry in scientific history began. The tension was immediate. Edison believed in direct current, DC, simple, proven, profitable. Tesla believed in alternating current, AC, more efficient, capable of traveling vast distances but completely different from everything Edison had built. Edison assigned Tesla an impossible task: redesign his DC generators. "If you succeed," Edison said, "there will be $50,000 in it for you." Tesla worked 18-hour days for months. He delivered exactly what Edison asked, and when Tesla requested his $50,000, Edison laughed. "Tesla, you don't understand our American humor." Tesla quit on the spot. He had been betrayed by the most famous inventor in America, but this betrayal would lead him somewhere unexpected, to a man named George Westinghouse, and together they would wage a war that would decide the future of electricity itself. War of currents. What followed was not a scientific debate. It was war. George Westinghouse saw Tesla's AC system and immediately understood its potential. He bought Tesla's patents for $60,000 plus royalties. Every watt of alternating current used in America would put money in Tesla's pocket. Edison panicked. If AC won, his entire empire would crumble. So he launched a propaganda campaign that would make modern politicians blush. Edison began publicly electrocuting animals, dogs, cats, horses, even an elephant named Topsy, killed before a crowd of thousands, all to prove that AC was dangerous. He lobbied state legislatures to limit AC voltage. He secretly funded the development of the electric chair, ensuring it used Westinghouse's AC system. His message was clear: alternating current equals death. Death current danger. But Edison's lies could not overcome Tesla's superior technology. In 1893, Tesla and Westinghouse won the contract to light the Chicago World's Fair. 200,000 light bulbs. 27 million visitors saw the future. AC had won. Tesla should have been set for life. But then Westinghouse came to him with devastating news. Noble sacrifice. Westinghouse was going bankrupt. The war with Edison had drained his resources. The royalties owed to Tesla, if paid in full, would destroy the company completely. Westinghouse came to Tesla personally. He explained the situation. He asked Tesla to tear up their contract. Think about this for a moment. Millions. Tesla was owed millions. In today's money, we are talking about billions of dollars, enough to fund every experiment he would ever dream of, enough to secure his legacy forever. And Tesla said yes. He tore up the contract. He walked away from the fortune that was rightfully his. Why? Because Westinghouse had believed in him when no one else did. You believed in me when others thought me a dreamer. You supported me when the world called me a madman. I will not be the cause of your downfall. This single act of nobility sealed Tesla's financial doom. He had chosen honor over wealth, loyalty over security, and the world would never reward him for it. But Tesla did not care about money. He cared about something far more ambitious. He wanted to give the world free energy. Wardenclyffe dream. In 1901, Tesla began construction on his most ambitious project, a tower on Long Island called Wardenclyffe, 200 feet tall, designed to transmit electrical energy wirelessly around the entire planet. Imagine electricity flowing like air, free for anyone anywhere to use. No power lines, no meters, no bills, free energy for every human on Earth. Tesla had secured funding from J.P. Morgan, the most powerful banker in America. Morgan believed he was investing in a wireless communication system to compete with Marconi's radio. He did not understand Tesla's true vision. When Morgan discovered Tesla intended to give energy away for free, he was furious. Free energy, no profit. Morgan pulled his funding immediately. He then used his influence to ensure no other investor would touch Tesla's project. The logic was simple and brutal. If energy is free, how do you put a meter on it? How do you profit? Tesla begged. He pleaded. He wrote desperate letters, but Morgan never responded. Wardenclyffe was abandoned. Tesla's dream of free energy died, and something inside Tesla died with it. Stolen thunder. As if the Wardenclyffe failure was not enough, Tesla then watched someone else receive credit for his greatest invention. In 1901, Guglielmo Marconi transmitted the first transatlantic radio signal. The world celebrated Marconi as a genius, but Marconi's radio used 17 of Tesla's patents. Tesla had demonstrated radio technology years before Marconi. He had filed patents before Marconi, but Marconi had powerful backers. Edison supported him. So did Morgan. And in 1909, Marconi received the Nobel Prize in Physics for inventing the radio. Tesla received nothing. Marconi is a good fellow. Let him continue. He is using 17 of my patents. Tesla tried to sue. The case dragged on for decades. In 1943, just months after Tesla's death, the Supreme Court finally ruled in his favor. Tesla was the true inventor of radio, but Tesla never knew. He died believing the world had forgotten him, and in many ways it had. The man who invented the future was being slowly erased from history, but the worst was yet to come. Descent into dark. After Wardenclyffe, Tesla began to unravel. His eccentricities became more pronounced. His obsessive behaviors intensified. He moved from hotel to hotel, always leaving unpaid bills behind. He claimed to have invented a death ray capable of destroying 10,000 airplanes at a distance of 250 miles. He said he had developed a way to photograph thoughts. Nobody believed him anymore. The scientific world dismissed Tesla as a madman lost in delusion. And then there were the pigeons. Tesla began spending his days feeding pigeons in New York City parks. He developed a particular attachment to one white female pigeon. He claimed he loved this pigeon as a man loves a woman. Love, madness, isolation. When the pigeon died, Tesla said a light went out of his life. He knew his work was finished. The man who had lit up the world was now living in darkness, alone, forgotten, waiting to die. But even in these final years, Tesla never stopped dreaming. He never stopped believing that one day humanity would understand what he had tried to give them. FBI secrets. When Tesla died on January 7, 1943, something unusual happened. The FBI immediately seized all of his belongings. Classified, 80 trunks of documents, notebooks, and equipment, all of it taken. The official reason: national security. World War II was raging, and the government feared Tesla's death ray designs might fall into enemy hands. But here is where the story gets strange. The FBI called in John Trump, an MIT professor, to analyze Tesla's papers. Trump declared that Tesla's work contained nothing of significant value, nothing that could be used as a weapon, nothing worthy of concern, and yet, the papers remained classified for decades. Why classify worthless papers? Conspiracy theories have swirled ever since. Did Tesla really invent free energy technology? Did he actually develop a working death ray? Were his inventions suppressed to protect corporate interests? The scientists of today have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander off through equation after equation, eventually building a structure which has no relation to reality. We may never know the full truth, but the questions themselves tell us something important about how the world treated Tesla's legacy. Truth about Edison. Let us talk about what Edison really was, because understanding Edison helps us understand what happened to Tesla. Edison was not primarily an inventor. He was a businessman who employed inventors. His Menlo Park laboratory was an invention factory, with dozens of engineers creating products for Edison to patent and sell. Edison built an empire, while Tesla built the future. Edison once said that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Notice he did not say creativity or vision, perspiration, work, grind. Edison understood something Tesla never grasped. In capitalism, the creator rarely wins. The marketer wins. The businessman wins. The one who controls the patents, the investors, the narrative, that is who wins. Vision vs. business winner. Tesla had more genius in his little finger than Edison had in his entire organization. But Edison had something Tesla lacked: ruthlessness. Edison was willing to electrocute elephants, to destroy competitors, to lie, cheat, and steal. Tesla was willing to tear up a billion-dollar contract because his friend was in trouble. Which one sounds more successful to you? And that brings us to the real lesson of Tesla's life. Legacy eternal. Here is the truth they do not teach you in school. Tesla did not fail. Society failed Tesla. We failed him. Every time you turn on a light, you use Tesla's technology. Every time you charge your phone wirelessly, that is Tesla. Every electric car, every power grid, every radio, every remote control. Tesla is everywhere. He just is not credited for it. In 1960, the General Conference on Weights and Measures named the unit of magnetic flux density after Tesla. A small recognition. Too little, too late. But here is what I want you to understand. Tesla knew he would not be rewarded in his lifetime. He knew that, and he kept working anyway. Let the future tell the truth, and evaluate each one according to his work and accomplishments. The present is theirs. The future, for which I have really worked, is mine. He chose meaning over money and legacy over luxury. Tesla died poor by every financial measure, but he died knowing he had changed the world, that his ideas would outlive every corporation that suppressed them, every rival who stole from him, every system that failed him. And he was right. Nikola Tesla gave humanity the 20th century, and humanity let him die alone in a hotel room with $2. Genius betrayed, forgotten, eternal. What does this teach us? It teaches us that the world does not reward vision. It rewards profit. It does not celebrate those who give. It celebrates those who take. But it also teaches us something else, something more important, that true greatness is not measured by wealth or fame or recognition. True greatness is measured by impact, by what you leave behind, by the lives you change. Tesla changed billions of lives. He illuminated the darkness for all of humanity, and no amount of poverty, no degree of loneliness, no quantity of stolen credit can take that away. The present is theirs, the future is mine. He was right. The future belongs to Tesla, And every time you flip a switch, every time electricity flows, remember the man who made it possible. Remember what he sacrificed. And ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice for what you believe in? The truth is never comfortable, but it is always worth knowing. History has more to teach us. Subscribe if you want to learn.